What's good, people? What is up? What is they went from the 4th level of hell and sent us down to the 7th level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to, I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he started talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably up in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped here everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. Yeah. Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see Cassie. Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have some thong or a blue jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Oh. Oh my God, that's so funny. Not fat, but Oh my God, what's up, y'all? What is up? Listen, I am over here trying to stuff my face real fast. Oh, I apologize. Oh, that's so bad. I am over here stuffing my face, bitch. Girl. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? Xavier, can you go in the Mod Squad chat? Members only chat and tell the people that we are live. Ooh, that's so funny. Let me say hey to y'all while Xavier's doing that. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Raphael. Living Kush Pepper, Tracy W. Hey, Tanya Boo. Volvo, MVN. Montrez, what's going on, bro? Xavier, Phil, listen, Phil, I didn't know it was all. And I'm supposed to always listen for my cue. The cue is Jesus Christ Superstar, and I was not listening. Child, I was over here stuffing my face. It'll make no sense. Oh God. Anyway, so what's well since I was already eating, I might let me get one more bite. Let me get one more bite. Y'all will be all right. I ain't ate all day, y'all. I've been in meetings all day. I have not eaten all day. So I'm gonna get one more bite, and then we're gonna be good. All right, I'm gonna be ready to go. Y'all go ahead while I'm getting this last little bite, God. Hit the like button, share all of that good stuff while I'm over here stuffing my face. Hold on one more second. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, that's so good. Mm, 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 mm. Oh my God. Mm. And I know y'all don't want to hear me eat. Oh, I'm sorry. Mm. But I ate all day and it's so good. mm. Oh. Mm, mm, mm. Anyway, mm. We're going to finish that when we get off. Whew. That's so good. Now I have incentive to hurry up. What am I eating? What am I eating? So I had I went to a restaurant last night and they made, the table side guac. So whenever they make the table side guac, it never be that good. So I tell them to make me some, put it in a little thing for me, cause I like mine a lot more chunkier, like with more pico, more tomatoes, more onions, more peppers, more cilantro. So I had cooked it up when I got home, but I put it in the refrigerator, never remember to eat it. So I remember I said, "Oh, I could eat that as a quick snack." So I was trying to eat it, and then I ran out of time, and so I started eating. It's so good. Mm, mm. Oh my God, it's so good. Anyway, what's going on, people? What's going on? We're here. Mm, mm. Oh my God, that's so good. So the dossier once again is full. I had to start cutting things out of the dossier because it was just ridiculous how much was in the dossier today. Listen, it was just too much going on in said dossier. So we had to stop. So let me do this story first because I know this story. Y'all gonna have a lot to say about this first story that I have. It's one of our feature stories. Hey, Abby, my love. Hey, sis. It's one of our feature stories. So I'm gonna start off with the feature story. This feature story, I'm just gonna let you know now, is sugar spiky. So let me just go ahead and say, ladies and gentlemen, non-gender binary conforming members of our audience, we're already at our sugar spike moment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like. Major sugar spike. So love the world. I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son. Major sugar spike. And shall ever believe. Major sugar spike. They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. All right, y'all. So, let me mute my computer. Sorry, y'all. So, press stupid thing. So, one of our feature stories today is about a gentleman by the name of Jan Wenner. Who is Jan Wenner? I'm glad you asked. Jan Wenner is a board member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation. Of the board, he's a board member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation. One of the people pivotal and instrumental in deciding who does and does not get to become members um of the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I'm gonna play this quick news clip for you all so that you can it can introduce us to this topic here. Okay, so let me cue this up, get this news clip for y'all. All right. Hopefully my computer acts right. Come on. Come on, computer. Don't give me grief today. Whenever I need you to work, you always want, oh, dear God. Give me a moment. We're having hold on one moment. We are having noticeable technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second. See if I do this and sit this here. And if I put the computer right there, we may have a better shot at getting what the issue is. My phone does, I usually use my phone data, Wi-Fi, whatever, but for my computer I use the Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi router is way in the front of the house and I'm way in the back of the house, so the signal gets sometimes clunky back here. Hey lovely 31, hey Yana, hey Sharice, I see y'all. So for those people who aren't aware of what this young man said, let me put myself back on camera. Let me play this news clip for you all so that y'all can first digest what he said yourself. And it's just bits and pieces. They just pulled out bits and pieces of what he said, but I want you all to see it and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Rolling Stone magazine co-founder Jan Winter explained why he only included white men in his new book, The Masters, a collection of interviews with rock legends like Mick Jagger, John Lennon, and Bono.
Insofar as the women, I mean, there were just none of them were as articulate enough on this intellectual level.
Oh, stop it. You're telling me Joni Mitchell is not articulate enough?
It's not that they're not creative geniuses. It's not that they're inarticulate, although go have a deep conversation with Grace Slick or Janice. Please be my guest.
Those comments published Friday from an interview with New York Times Magazine, now criticized as sexist and racist. The foundation Winter helped create, issuing a terse statement Saturday saying, Jan Renner has been removed from the board of directors of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Foundation. Overnight, Winter releasing an apology. In my interview with the New York Times, I made comments that diminished the contributions, genius, and impact of Black and women artists, and I apologize wholeheartedly for those remarks.
The rock and roll has been giving us the truth about America, and we have the responsibility of doing something about it and having our voice heard in deciding where this country is going, more than ever.
The Hall of Fame has faced past criticism for not embracing more diverse artists.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, please, 2020, induct more women. Thank you so much.
But some critics have applauded recent changes, and the newest class of inductees include Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, and Missy Elliott.
Maybe I should have gone and found one Black and one woman artist to include here. I wish, in retrospect, I could have interviewed Marvin Gaye. Maybe have been the guy.
During the recorded interview, Winter noted that he didn't include Black artists because they didn't articulate well enough to fit the word masters, the title of his book, set to be released September 26th. Willie?
All right, Dana Griffin in Los Angeles. Dana, thanks so much.
Hey,
So that kind of surmises. I got some more nuggets, bits and pieces from what he said. Let me just a moment. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Because I just want you all to understand what we're dealing with and what we're working up against. And this is 2023. Okay. So when we start to okay, there's a lot to unpack here. There's several different things. Let me read portions of it because the Associated Press did a really good article on it, and I really liked it. And so here's a portion of what the Associated Press. I'm going to read like 2 or 3 paragraphs. It says, asked why he didn't interview women or black musicians. Winner responded, quote, it's not that they're inarticulate. Although go have a conversation with Grace Slick or Janis Joplin. Please be my guest. You know, Joni Mitchell was not a philosopher of rock and roll. She didn't, in my mind, meet the test. He goes on to say, a black artist, you know, Stevie Wonder, genius, right? I suppose when you use a word as broad as masters, the fault is using that word. Maybe Marvin Gaye or Curtis Mayfield. I mean, they just didn't articulate at that level. He said, then now he's backpedaling and pussy popping. So Saturday he issued an apology, and he apologized through his publisher and said, quote, in my interview with the New York Times, I made comments that diminished the contributions, genius, and impact of black and women artists, and I apologize wholeheartedly for those remarks. He added, I totally understand the inflammatory nature and badly chosen words and deeply apologize and accept the consequences. And then it goes from there. Just hearing him speak in that interview, sir, you're not the bastion of articulation here, okay? We, you know, intellectuals in the art of linguistics aren't going to you and using you as the blueprint. You don't have extraordinary command of language. We would not consider you a master rhetorician of any stretch. So for you to talk about who is and is not inarticulate, and who makes that determination? Because for years, you bastards descended from the Caucasus Mountains always want to say, if we don't speak the Queen's English, then that makes us unintelligent, ill-informed, inarticulate, not as good, subpar, when go look at the majority of white America. If you go look at the majority of white America, those bastards are not articulate themselves. But let's go back to what we're talking about here. We're talking about music here. We're not asking you to be James Baldwin in a debate, okay? We're not asking you to do that. This is Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is music. And please be clear, for you and all of your, this person is and is not articulate or inarticulate, last time I checked, all the goddamn people you're talking about and interviewed stole from our asses. Hello? We started rock and roll. We created rock and roll. Everything. We created country music. We created rock and roll. We create newsflash. Even when you go down to the classical opera, we're there as well. Go back to the days of Bach and Brahms and things like that, and look at their true DNA and their true racial makeup. So Where the hell do you get off? Because the last time I checked, how do you become the aficionado or who is and is not a musical genius, who is and is not inarticulate? One, we don't know that you have any musical prowess at all. You have any inclination or any musical ability whatsoever. At all. No one would even know who you are except for you and your racist and bigoted comments here. Okay? That's one. And two, who asked you? Nobody's going out here and reading your novel that you are trying to, put out there and publish as if it's going to be, credible text in someone's master's dissertation. We're not using you on our works cited sheet for our doctoral dissertation, sir. Hey, everybody coming out. But this goes back to my point. These are the same people responsible for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Grammys, which is why sometimes I get so angry with some of the artists today talking about all of their, oh, I have this many awards and this many accolades, and knowing what our what Black people had to deal with through the annals of time of all of these awards. I mean, there were so many Black people that did not even get the opportunity, and these are musical geniuses, masters of their craft, who didn't even get the opportunity to be considered. So this goes back to just show you all of these awards ain't worth shit. And it's not just in music, it's also in things like the Oscars and the Tonys. Like all of these major awards, the EGOT and all of this stuff, you have people that have gotten, so I'll give you a perfect example. How many Oscars does Meryl Streep have? And I'm not trying to diminish Meryl Streep because she's an incredible actress. But what I'm saying is we have Black actresses that, to me, in my estimation, have had many more Oscar-worthy performances than her. And I'm just using her as one example. There's nobody you're going to name me right now. You cannot name me a single white person who deserves the title musical genius more than someone like a Stevie Wonder. There is no one. There is no iteration of anyone descended from the Caucasus Mountains right now. And I'm just using Stevie because he's alive. Because if I go to the people who are not alive, then I could just go down a whole grocery list. But if someone alive, there is no iteration of any person descended from the goddamn Caucasus Mountain that is even in the same atmosphere in terms of musical genius when I compare them to somebody like a Stevie Wonder. Let's just be clear. Inarticulate? Really? Isn't Little Richard the one credited with creating rock and roll? Last time I checked. Y'all want to take credit for country music. Y'all ain't even create that. It was us, Black people, that created that, and you rat bastards stole that like you steal everything else. What are we talking about? We don't care about your apology. But this goes back to the point that we've been making for so long. These people look at our skin color, and women, they look at your gender. You two white women, and think that you're inferior. Who the hell are you? And why are you here? What purpose are you serving us? Mods, hall monitors, please. Late bell will be at 5:40 today. Late bell will be at 5:40. Please be clear. 8,000 word essay. Sorry, late bell at 5:40. 8,000 word essay. Please be ready at the door. But yes, you can go and find the whole interview and the whole and everything, but you got people on this thing like Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger is one of the most inarticulate people I've ever watched give an interview. Like, I wonder what type of mental duress he's under every time someone sticks a microphone to his mouth. Dear God above. Like, it's so degrading. It's so disrespectful. Let's be clear. Let's just call a spade a spade. Every aspect of human life, we were there. We were the originators. We are the ones that did it first. We're talking every invention. We're talking every industry. We're talking every art, every science. Any and everything that has any and everything to deal with what we have and or have created in the humans, in the annals of time with regard to Homo sapiens, the human species. We were involved with it. We started it. We perfected it. And you stinking rat ass bastards stole it and took credit for it. Hell, we were responsible for creating the species. You would not be here without us. You wouldn't have anything you have without us. But this is how they feel. This is why we're not surprised when Angela Bassett doesn't have an Oscar. This is why we're not surprised. This is why we're not surprised that y'all didn't give Denzel, and he had already had an Oscar for supporting actress in Glory, but y'all didn't give him his Oscar for Best Actress until Training Day, which absolutely was not his best. That's not his best film. God help us. God help us. Let me move on because I got more stories to do. Y'all hold on 1 second. I got to go get something from off my desk. 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back. Had to go get something. All right. So this is how these people feel about us. We're not surprised. This isn't a news flash. This isn't alarming. This is par for the course. This is par for the course. Let's see what else we got going on in other sugar spiky news. So this is a story coming from the band world. Where's Terrence when I need him to cover this story with me? So listen, y'all. I saw this story in a lot of my band circles over the weekend. It started making its way around. So in the great state of Alabama, a high school band director was tased and arrested because his band was playing while the other team's football team was on the field. Tased and arrested. This is what we got going on. The band director. Let me read this for y'all. An Alabama high school band director was shocked with a stun gun and arrested after Birmingham police said he wouldn't tell his band to stop playing. Local news outlets report that Minor High School's band director was arrested Thursday night after a football game between Minor and Jackson Olin High School. He's charged with disorderly conduct, harassment, and resisting arrest. Birmingham police officer Truman Fitzgerald, a department spokesperson, said police were trying to clear the stadium at Jackson Olin after the game and asked both bands to stop playing so people wouldn't linger. Police say the Jackson Olin band stopped performing, but that director disregarded officers and told his students, but that the band director at Minor disregarded officers and told his students to keep playing. Police officers, accompanied by school security guards, went to arrest him for disorderly conduct, but he got into a scuffle with them, Fitzgerald said. He said the band director refused to place his hand behind his back and shoved an officer. One of the officers shocked the band director with a stun gun. Paramedics treated the band director and took him to a hospital to be checked out, Fitzgerald said. He was later booked into jail and released after posting bail. Jefferson County School Superintendent Walter Gonsulin said Friday that he's gathering facts and declined further comment for now. Quote, I urge everyone not to jump to conclusions, end quote, Gonsulin said. The Birmingham Police Department's Internal Affairs Division investigates all incidents where an officer uses force during an arrest. Listen, every band director that I've ever played under in the history of my life would be tased and arrested. First of all, there's a lot to break down here. You're in Birmingham, Alabama. Birmingham, Alabama is band country. Please be clear. They love band. The black people in Birmingham love band just as much as they love football. And one of the key elements is not just a halftime show. Many bands have what we call the fifth quarter. And the fifth quarter is when one band and the other band are battling each other. One band will play a song, the next band plays a song, and it just goes on, and everybody in the crowd kind of stays after and enjoys the bands. That's all a part of going to a black school, be it a black high school or an HBC, you call it, that's a part of the experience. You mean to tell me, because if the other band leaves, right, that band that was playing might have played one, maybe two songs extra and then left because they don't have anybody else to play against. Give them a fine. Send a letter to the school. Tell the principal, we're going to penalize the school, whatever. But tasing the band director in front of the students because they were playing? I'm just trying to understand. And like I said, this is in Birmingham, Alabama. This is not something out of the ordinary or something that doesn't happen probably anytime you have two black schools playing against each other. It happens every game. Y'all got too much goddamn time on y'all hands. Don't y'all have other things to be doing? Don't y'all got cases to solve, murders to investigate? all types of y'all got too much. The band director now, the disorderly, resisting arrest. I can kind of believe that. I know high school band directors. I know band people in general, and band people in general are nuck if you buck, nuck if you buck, nuck nuck, nuck 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 nuck. If and when you should decide to buck. Hey, B Carter. Hey, Chloe. So listen, that band director was not gonna let you punk him in front of his band. He's the goddamn band director. He is in front of his band, freaking directing. No band director across the country from sea to shining sea is going to let you punk them while they got the baton in their hand conducting. Okay, while they're no, it's just not gonna happen. So when y'all came with all of the smoke, he probably told you, fuck you and fuck your life. And kept conducting his band. Clearly, when the skirmish happened, he must have been getting the upper hand because y'all saw fit to tase the man. It doesn't even sound like it was a government issued taser. These people said a stun gun. So we got, top flight security for the school with a stun gun that they done bought out of goddamn Walmart, stunning people, tasing people. V Carter, I would never call you late. Hall monitors, monitor the doors. Late bell was at 5:40. Hall monitors, please monitor the doors. Late bell was at 5:40. No, V Carter, we would never do that to you. Just go see the hall monitors. They'll take care of you. But what is happening here? What is happening here? Why are we attacking band directors? The people ain't doing nothing but trying to play their damn instruments. And y'all around here studying and tasing the band directors with some shit that y'all bought out of goddamn Walmart. Lord. The people just trying to, over there probably was playing Back That Ass Up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They were probably playing, all kind of, talking out the side of your neck. What's another song? Nights by Night. You know what I'm saying? They're probably over there jamming, do what you wanna. And y'all bothering these people. Hey, these kids, let the kids play. God, we don't follow directions too well, especially depending on what section you in. If you in percussion or lower brass, you damn sure don't follow no instructions and no direction. Those of us in lower brass and or percussion just don't care. We just don't care. We just don't follow those. But I just had to report on that. I'll keep you posted on that. Now, at the moment that now he done got arrested, it's a good possibility this man might lose his job. All because he's trying to, have the kids play. I just don't understand. Go find something to do with y'all life. In other news of people doing things and acting up, Miss Sharon says she played trumpet. No, Sharon, I played trombone. And trombone players and trumpet players are visceral enemies. They never get along. We never like each other. We fight all the time. Trombone and trumpet players never get along. We just don't. It just never happens. I don't know why. So Kim Kardashian skank doesn't seem to have institutional control or parental control of her children. Why are we surprised? This is Kim Kardashian skank we're talking about. So apparently, while she's getting out of her Range Rover with her kids, right? Her son, the 7-year-old named Saint, is sticking middle fingers at the paparazzi, because paparazzi are taking pictures all over the, because that's what happens when you're Kim Kardashian skank. Now I don't know who's the father of this child. Who's his baby daddy? The 7-year-old named Saint. Who's his baby daddy? But anyway, I guess this is good grooming. I guess if you're a celebrity, you have to teach your child to properly stick a middle finger at the paparazzi. I guess that's what you do when you're Kim Kardashian. You teach your children how to properly stick a good middle finger at the paparazzi. Now, let's be clear. Paparazzi are some of the worst people on earth. They absolutely are. These are the cockroaches of media, okay? However, comma, I just don't think that 7-year-olds should be sticking middle fingers at anyone Kim Kardashian skank. Not that some of us did not stick a middle finger at someone at 7-year-olds, but it certainly, if and when we did it in the company of our parents where they could see it, we were reprimanded. We might have got a little pop or something like that. This seems to be par for the course for the whole Kardashian skank clan. So this Kanye West son, this his son. The little boy name is Saint. He's 7 years old. So that's Kanye West son. Oh, okay. Because I can't keep up with all her kids and husbands and baby daddies. I can't keep up. I don't have the type of time. I have a day job, and that day job does not include keeping track of who did and did not dip their spoon into Kim Kardashian skank's sugar bowl. I mean, you're right about that, V. Carter. If Kanye West is his daddy, your daddy's showing his old ass to the whole world, literally. Your daddy's showing his whole ass to the whole world. Your mama's a whole skank. So why do I not expect for you to be sticking middle fingers at the paparazzi? Certain things we should learn to expect. In other news of famous people doing things they should not do, here's an update to the story we did last week. So last week we talked about Lauren Boebert and all of her antics. We talked about her getting kicked out of the movie theater. Remember that we talked about that? Her getting escorted out of the movie theater and all of that when she went to go watch Beetlejuice. So, baby, they got more pictures that are coming out. So apparently the videos that are surfacing now have him grabbing her crotch, she groping his meat and all kinds of stuff in the movie theater. Remember, it was already said that they were vaping inside the movie theater and that they were recording and doing all kinds of stuff to disrupt people's, play watching. Okay. So now she's just, oh God. Now remember, she's already got legal issues with her ex-husband suing her. She has so much going on. It's ridiculous. She only won her seat in Congress back by 2.5 votes. Like literally, it was just like that many votes she won. She barely won. She's a whole troll. I mean, we went from one skank to another. Kim Kardashian skank, and Lauren Boskank. Not Boebert, but Lauren Boskank. Okay? Why is she a sitting member of Congress charged with making laws, enacting laws that affect the rest of collective society? Why? This is why I tell y'all, Congress is filled, specifically the House of Representatives, is a three-ring circus. It's fucking Yeehaw Junction and in places where the bottom feeders of society go. They put them on a suit, they give them a lapel pin and make them feel like they're somebody. And these are people who still have no idea of what phonemic awareness is, prosody, much less, subject verb agreement. But then you got Jan Winter talking about black people being inarticulate, and you have a whole, a whole hall of Congress of inarticulate people. Child. This is a mess. But Lauren Boskank, like, if you go right now and do a Google search and click on the news tab, when the Google come up, you will see no less than, 8,000, articles about any number of things that she has going on. She's just and then she came out and tried to apologize for the theater incident. Honey. She believed that her Republican people would back her, because Republicans are at the point now that they believe they could do anything with reckless abandon, and that their Republican peers and colleagues will back them up regardless. So now, since people are backing her with her level brand of fuckery and fuck shit, she's now talking about how, oh, well, I fell short of value. Let me read to y'all what this skank said. Lord. Where is it at? Where is it at? Damn it, I just had it. Lord. I just had it. Hold on. Where did it go? I literally just had it. Literally just was looking at it. Hold on, y'all. I think I closed it by mistake. Okay, here it is. Representative Lauren Boebert, the Colorado Republican who was kicked out of a performance of the musical Beetlejuice last weekend for disruptive behavior, apologized for the incident, saying she, quote, fell short of my values, end quote. She went on to say in her apology, these past few days have been difficult and humbling, and I'm truly sorry for the unwanted attention my Sunday evening in Denver has brought to the community. While none of my actions or words as a private citizen that night were intended to be malicious or meant to cause harm, the reality is they did, and I regret that. End quote. Girl, just a mess. So now you want to be a private citizen now. Any other time, you leaning on the fact that you're a member of Congress. I guarantee you, in her exit of that damn theater, she was screaming at the theater ushers and the theater people, I'm a member of Congress. I guarantee you she said that. But now, magically, you are a private citizen. Well, ma'am, if you're a goddamn private citizen, get your ass the fuck out of our goddamn theater. How about that shit? She was, Xavier. She was having a whole OnlyFans moment in that damn theater. Girl, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We got members of Congress out here having whole damn near bust downs in the middle of crowded theaters. These are the people who y'all have elected to run this country. I didn't know she had morals and values either. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. A damn mess. Like, it's so ridiculous. It is so goddamn ridiculous. This bizarro world that we're living in right now. So, in other news, Tamar, well, she got robbed, and she says she's not safe anywhere. This is from the Jasmine brand. Singer Tamar Braxton does not feel safe anywhere after becoming the latest burglary victim. Tamar Braxton has unfortunately joined the ever-growing list of people who have been robbed of personal items and valuables. Tamar took to Instagram today and shared a shocking video of people stealing multiple items from her car. She captioned the post, quote, "I got robbed at home. I'm not safe anywhere. I don't know why I keep getting violated. I had a lot in my car because I don't live anywhere. Excuse me. I had a lot in my car because I don't live anywhere because I'm not safe anywhere or with anyone." Wait, what? How is that making any sense? Don't be putting your eyeballs in here, really. Be. I called you earlier today because I needed to talk to you about something, and now you roll up in here with your eyeballs. Anyway, um, but here's my question: if you don't feel safe with your stuff in your house, you feel safer with it in the car? Outside, because the video I saw, this was like a parking lot for like a condo or apartment complex. I'm so confused. Like, I'm so confused. I mean, what? I mean, I'm just trying to understand. Now, most of us aren't keeping, things that are just so, worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in our car for the very reason that if somebody steals your car or something happens to your car and you leave it in the car, there it's going to be gone. So I just don't know. I'm just so confused. I don't know. Because it did Xavier sound like she was saying that she ain't have nowhere to live. Let me read this again. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I'm looking at this incorrectly, but let me read it again. Because the way it read, maybe you sound like you ain't got nowhere to live. Girl. Quote, you about to go on a whole tour. So are you going to take all your belongings on tour with you? Because isn't she about to go on tour? You were going to take all your belongings on the tour bus with you? I don't. Did you see the video, Xavier? It didn't look like the parking garage of like a condo or apartment. It didn't look like this my own private, garage at my house. Girl, I don't know. Quote, "I got robbed at home. I'm not safe anywhere. I don't know why I keep getting violated. I had a lot in my car because I don't live anywhere because I'm not safe anywhere or with anyone." That does sound to me like you said, because I don't live anywhere, that you ain't got a goddamn place to stay. I don't know. The fact that you said rose art crayons, Chloe, is the real read. The whole read in that statement, Chloe, is that you reference rose art crayons. Nobody even uses rose art crayons. Like, that was for the people who couldn't afford Crayola. Because if you could not afford, listen, when I was growing up, it was the little things in life. Give me the 64 pack of Crayola crayons with the little sharpener in the back. And if I open your 64 pack of crayons, if I open the box and the crayons were not organized by the different colors, if it didn't look like an endless rainbow, if it was not organized where it went from red and bled into orange into yellow all the way until you got to the end, then you weren't shit. And then when they graduated from the 64 box to the 128 box, bitch, that was life eternal. Bitch, 128 colors in my crayon box. Bitch, what? You better not come over here with no 8 box or no 16, 24 box. Bitch, if you ain't got 64 or 128, what are we talking about? And it better not be no Rose Art crayons, because don't nobody color with that. It color funny. It don't even feel the same. Throw that shit in the garbage. This is what life was. Now, these kids nowadays have whole phones, tablets, laptops, and everything to compare. We just wanted a good sickening coloring book and the 64 box, and then eventually the 128 box with the little sharpener on the back. I'm just saying. You gonna lift Tamar up in prayer. She been the child. The baby, she said she ain't got nowhere to live. Baby, I don't know what y'all want from me. The woman said 'cause she don't live anywhere. What do y'all want from me? Did y'all see the video though? I don't know if Rose Art markers are better than Crayola mark. No, Xavier, no. See, this is how I know you didn't grow up during a time where crayons and markers were life. Rose Art, nothing is better than Crayola. Let's be clear. We picked at the kids who got the Rose Art. That's just like saying, oh, I'm going to make you some Kool-Aid and you pull out a pack of Flavor Aid. Bitch, you better not put that shit in that goddamn picture talking about you finna make me the Kool-Aid. I asked for Kool-Aid. I know goddamn Flavor Aid. That Flavor Aid shit tastes weird as fuck. Kool-Aid is Kool-Aid. Flavor Aid is some weird ass shit nobody wants. Crayola are the real crayons. That Rose Art shit is some shit we don't want. Listen, you said it right. Spicy original. Rose Art crayons were basically just candle wax. It was. It was ridiculous. Girl, what are we talking about? Xavier, I'm gonna need you to step your game up. Nobody's coloring with your little Rose Art crayons and markers and shit. Nobody's coloring with that. We're gonna send you over there, Xavier. I expect better from you, Xavier. Have I not taught you better? Y'all school Xavier in this baby. I don't know what happened to her husband and fiance, Miss Sharon. I don't know. Miss Baythang, please tell him. No, Xavier. Nobody's going to agree with you, Xavier. Nobody's going to agree with that. Just ask the chat. Xavier, nobody's going to agree with that. Nobody. You can sit over there by yourself. I promise you. Nobody's going to fight you for your Rose Art. You can sit over there with all of the Rose Art you want. Nobody's going to fight you, Xavier, for the Rose Art. I promise you. I'm just saying. You're just trying to be a contrarian at this point because none of us believe that you really used Rose Art and not Crayola. Nobody believes you. You're just trying to be contrarian, Xavier. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. Anyway, let's keep Tamar in our prayers. I hope you find somewhere to live, honey. And other news. So listen. There's a budding case. Have y'all heard about the case of Rose Art were greasy. They were like they were just weird. Like Rose Art was just weird. Xavier, nobody's going with you on this. Nobody, Xavier. Nobody. Girl. Anyway, so former NFL player Sergio Brown's mother was found dead. He is missing. Now, the jury, some people saying he's missing in connection with it because maybe they tried to kill him too. Some people are alluding to he may be responsible for his mother's death. God, it's a mess out here. Let me read this. This is coming from the AP News. This is out of the great state of Illinois. Authorities searched Monday for a former NFL player after his 73-year-old mother's body was found near a creek behind her suburban Chicago home. Relatives told officers Saturday in Maywood that they could not find Sergio Brown, 35, or Myrtle Brown, his mother. Officers found Myrtle Brown's body, and a medical examiner determined Sunday that she had been injured during an assault. Sergio Brown played defensive back from 2010 through 2016 with the New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Buffalo Bills. He graduated from, I don't care where he graduated from. I don't care that he went to Notre Dame. So in some of the stories that I'm looking at, some of the family members are wondering, some of the family members saying he may be dead as well because the person who killed the mom might have killed him as well. Some of the family members are saying he might be missing because he killed his mama. Child. Baby, I don't know. We're gonna keep an eye on this, but this has, what's the channel, ID channel, or one of those other crime scene channels? That's what this has the makings of. This has the makings of something we're gonna see on the ID channel. I don't know, y'all. But they are listing the mom's death as a homicide. Listen, the jury is still out, honey. We don't know. But they have already ruled that the mom's death was a homicide. They still ain't found him. Baby, I don't know what's going on. Right, Dateline, baby. That's what the people got going on today. Listen, I don't know. We'll keep you posted as things come out. But I just wanted to give y'all that. It ain't a whole lot that we know thus far, but we'll keep you posted, okay? So in another one of our stories today, Real Housewives of Orange County star Shannon Bader, whatever her name is, was arrested after allegedly driving drunk and crashing her car into a home. Let me say that again. Real Housewives of Orange County star Shannon Bader was arrested after allegedly driving drunk and crashing her car into a home. Listen. I don't know. So let me keep reading. It just keeps getting worse. Law enforcement sources revealed that the Bravo star drove her car onto a property in Newport Beach on Saturday night. Sources told TMZ that Bader clipped the home with the car. The outlet said the reality star then drove her car back onto the road and continued driving. Bader then parked her car in the middle of the street, per TMZ. Parked her car. It's B-door. Okay, thank you. Wait, V Carter says Baydor. Tracy says B-door. I don't know. It looks like Baydor, so I'm gonna go with Bader. She parked her car in the middle of the street, per TMZ. Oh, it's B-door. Okay. The reality star got out of the car and started walking her dog. So let's reenact this. Mama done ran off the goddamn road, ran into somebody's goddamn house, the clipped part of the wall of the house, backed up, drove the car some more, stopped the car somewhere a bit of ways away in the middle of the street, parked the car in the middle of the street, got out of said car, and began walking her dog. Everybody following here? We all got this. Ciao. Sources said Beater attempted to make it look like she was walking her dog when police arrived. Law enforcement sources said the reality star, quote, appeared wasted. Police spoke to Beater at the scene and decided to take her into custody. The Real Housewives of Orange County star's car was taken into custody as a part of the investigation. Beater was booked on 2 misdemeanor charges of hit and run and DUI. She was released without bond. She has yet to release a statement on the situation. I thought, has DUI always been a misdemeanor? I didn't think DUI was a misdemeanor, but I could be wrong. I'm not a legal expert. Listen, who did you think you was fooling by getting out this car parked in the middle of the goddamn road, taking your dog out the car and just walking it like you just happen to be walking your dog by, whose car is that? Oh my God. She'll be the Karen on the side of the road, calling 911. Hey, I'm really concerned. There's a car in the middle of the road, knowing your drunk ass just got in this goddamn car and trying to act like you walking a damn dog. What the hell? What do y'all got going on? I promise you, I can't keep up with you people. It depends on what happened. I just really thought it might be a misdemeanor because when they found her, she wasn't behind the wheel of the car, but they know it was her car and they know she was driving it, as opposed to them actually seeing her drive the car and stopping her. So that might be the difference. Maybe that's why it's a misdemeanor instead of a felony. Be that as it may, ma'am, you ran into a whole house, a whole ass house, backed your ass out of this damn house. Out of the people's lawn, continue to drive your drunk ass down the street, parked in the middle of the damn road, got out of the damn car and started walking your dog like nothing was out of the ordinary. Where the fuck do they find you troglodytes? I wonder what Miss Cohen is going to say about this. Miss Cohen, you have anything to say about this? Because as much as y'all talk about what the black housewives do, this troglodyte descendant from the Caucasus Mountains is out here with whole DUIs, running into people's houses. Girl, I can't do this with y'all. What do y'all want from me? She made a statement that saying that she apologized and she takes full responsibility. You ain't got no damn choice. You ran into the people's house. Shit. Taking responsibility. You ain't got no choice but to take responsibility. We saw you. Girl. He ain't gonna do nothing but snort something off somebody's child. You ain't lying, Xavier. You are not lying. You ain't lying. Because y'all have all of the smoke for the black housewives, but this troglodyte descended from the Caucasus Mountains, y'all ain't got no smoke for. In other news of what is happening, so can somebody Google and see if they found this missing F-35 fighter jet? So apparently, a member of the U.S. military had to eject himself from the fighter jet, and the jet just kept going, and they don't know where it is. They don't know if it's still flying or still landing. And this was like not long before I got on. This says the U.S. military needs help tracking down one of its fighter jets after it disappeared following a mishap this weekend. Crazy thing is, it might still be flying around unmanned. The F-35, an elite aircraft, has been labeled missing by officials over at South Carolina's Joint Base Charleston, which sent a PSA out to the public on Saturday saying they couldn't find this particular stealth jet after the pilot ejected in some kind of training exercise. They tweeted, quote, "We're working with MCAS Beaufort SC to locate an F-35 that was involved in a mishap this afternoon. The pilot ejected safely. If you have any information that may help our recovery team locate the F-35, please call the Base Defense Operations Center." End quote. Let me keep going. Now, as for what exactly happened that led to the pilot needing to eject, they're not saying. What we do know is the F-35 is in autopilot mode. Was in autopilot mode when the pilot bailed. Another weird thing, the Air Force is not using the word crash to describe where this jet could possibly be. So what, I mean, it eventually has to run out of gas, doesn't it? Like fuel. Does it like run on solar power or something? Like, what happens to the whole what goes up must come down? It, right, Xavier. Like, we are paying close to $1 trillion a year in defense contracts to funnel money in the industrial military complex. And y'all mean to tell me there's an unmanned F-35 nilly-willy just flying all over the place. You don't know where it's at. You don't know how to bring it down. You don't know how to find it. What do y'all got going on? Y'all don't. I'm so sorry, y'all. I had an emergency I had to take care of real fast. Sorry, y'all. We all right now. We all right. Well, I apologize. I had to go take care of something real fast. Anyway, but yeah, what are we paying y'all money, all of this money for? Y'all got all this money that we're funneling into y'all. And y'all don't know what this thing is. And it's still magically flying around. Like, it's this Aladdin's magic carpet that can just fly around, perpetually, indefinitely. What do we got going on? Because this thing, I imagine, is going to come down. Charleston metropolitan area is a huge area. There's a lot of people that live there. A lot of Black people live there. So if and when this thing magically reappears and comes down, because it's stealth, I guess, meaning you can't see it on the radar. Excuse me. But if I look up and see something coming down, like, I'm concerned for what could be a lot of Black people. If this thing comes crashing into someone's home, I just want to know. I don't. I just don't. I mean, but Tracy, don't forget, Congressman Lee a couple months ago told us they spent almost $3 million on crab legs last year, and the several hundreds, I think, are close to $1 million on Viagra. So these people are, blowing money all over the place. I mean, if it crashes on land, who's to say where it is? It might crash. I don't know how. If it's on autopilot, where is it slated to go? Like, if you're on autopilot, isn't it supposed to take a certain path? I don't know. This is not my area of expertise. All I know is, if you're in the greater South Charleston, South Carolina area, look up and make sure that it's not something that's about to come crashing down on you. I got 2 more stories and we about to get up out of here. So I got another story. It's Sugar Spike. I need to replay my Sugar Spike segment because this is an update on a story we did, I believe, last week. I need to play this one more time to set us up.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So long, I want to fight. Daddy gave, his only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. So last week, we reported on the story of Daryl George. That was the young man over in Bellevue, Texas, that was suspended because of his dreads. Remember that story we did? Here's an update. This came today from the AP News, okay? A Black high school student in Texas has served more than 2 weeks of in-school suspension for wearing twisted locks to school. When he arrived Monday, that's today, with the same hairstyle, he was suspended again, his mother said. Daryl George, a junior at Barbers Hill High School in Mont Bellevue, was initially suspended the same week his state outlawed racial discrimination based on hairstyles. School officials said his dreadlocks fell below his eyebrows and his and earlobes and violated the district's dress code. Daryl George, who is 17, has been suspended since August 31st at the Houston area school. He was in tears when he was suspended today, despite his family's argument that his hair does not violate the dress code. His mother, Derisha George, said, quote, he has to sit on a stool for 8 hours in a cubicle. That's very uncomfortable. Every day he'd come home, he'd say his back hurts because he has to sit on a stool. End quote. The incident recalls debates over hair discrimination in schools and the workplace and is already testing the state's newly enacted Crown Act, which took effect September 1st. The law, an acronym for Create a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair, is intended to prohibit race-based hair discrimination and bars employers and schools from penalizing people because of their hair texture or protective hairstyles, including afros, braids, dreadlocks, twists, or bantu knots. Texas is one of 24 states that have enacted a version of the Crown Act. A federal version of the Crown Act passed in the House of Representatives last year, but was not successful in the Senate. Y'all see what we got going on in DC? That's a whole nother situation. I don't need to read any further. Y'all see what's happening here, right? Y'all see what's happening here. I told y'all I would keep y'all updated on this, and the update is they done suspended the boy again. The boy done been suspended since August 31st. Today is September 18th for his hair. Well, if he's in public school, in order to go to a different school, that would have to be approved by the school district. Unless the mom moved to a different area and then now if the mom moved and his homeschool was in another area, then she could go to another school. But any transfer would have to be approved by the district. And it looked like the district don't give a shit. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. Now, the thing about people always say, well, just homeschool. Somebody has to be there to homeschool the child. And if the moms, we have some parents that are single parents that have to go to work. Now, they do have in some areas where you have where they homeschool in group, where you have a collective of parents that have all their kids homeschooled, and so they all may go with a laptop over one person's house. I've seen that happen in Texas before. So maybe that, but even that's a whole process because to have your child homeschool, the district has to sign off on that as well. That's something that the district does sign off on because legally your child has to be in school. There are federal laws about your child having to be in school in K through 12, or at least up until most states until 16. And if your child is truant or is missing school too much, then there becomes legal ramifications for the parents. But what we have here is a travesty of justice here. And see, they're giving him in-school suspension instead of outdoor suspension, which there's very real difference between in-school difference and outdoor suspension. It's still a suspension on record, but there are different there's differences legally with that, and as well as there's different metrics that triggers for the school in terms of state and district level action to be taken. So this is a mess. I'm going to continue to follow this story. I'm going to continue to follow this story. The young man's name is Daryl George. That's Darryl. Last name is George, George. Um, let's continue to lift the George family up in prayer. I need just as much. I need somebody to be out there fighting. I need all of the people who, the normal people who, bring attention to these things. I need some attention being brought to this, because you have someone who is missing out on weeks and weeks and weeks of education because of their hair. And when you look at the picture of the boy's hair, it's not like his hair is even hanging down. His hair is twisted up, so it's not even hanging. It's just a mess. So we got to fight for this young man. My last story is a good story that I hope doesn't turn into a bad story. In the great state of Tennessee, where we have who's fighting to be that third cog, I should say, in the holy trinity of racism, bigotry, and discrimination. Nashville has elected Tennessee's first transgender lawmaker. Olivia Hill has made history as the first transgender person elected to public office in Tennessee, and she's part of a female majority on the Metropolitan Council of Nashville and Davidson County. She is one of 5 women elected to at-large seats on the Metro Council. 4 people won their seats in a runoff election Thursday, while the other, an incumbent, has enough votes to be elected in the general election in August, in the general election August 3rd. So Nashville has 22 seats, and 17, has a record number of women elected, and that's 22, with 17 elected from districts and 5 at large. This means women have a majority of seats on the 40-member Nashville Council. So we salute Olivia Hill. But this is Tennessee, and I'm concerned there too. Tennessee has a horrible history of ousting people who they don't like for whatever reason, be it their race, be it their orientation, their gender. Hell, they tried to oust Justin Pearson because of his dashiki. Remember, they didn't want to let him take the oath of office because he wore a dashiki instead of wearing a suit. They like to make up their own rules nilly-willy as they go along to fit whatever narrative they wanted to fit, or to fit whatever agenda they have. It's just a goddamn mess over there. Just a goddamn mess over there. So we'll keep her uplifted in prayers too. That's all I got for y'all today. We about to get up out of here. We done had a great time as usual, but we sure about to get up out of here. Let me see if Really B has a live setup. Is Really B already set up? Oh, is she already live? Hold on. I might be looking at the wrong thing. Hold on. Let me see. She live in 5 minutes. Well, hopefully I'll be done finished all my pleasantries at that time. So listen, y'all. Let me get ready to send y'all over there. I found out that I can send y'all over there even before she starts, because I can send y'all into the chat, and y'all can be waiting for her when she gets there. So listen, for those of you all who missed yesterday, Yesterday we did a live on Kirk Franklin documentary. If you did get a chance to go watch it, go back and watch the live that I did. It was a live review with Ebby Reviews, and and I thought we did a really good job just unpacking some of it. There's a lot to unpack. I still feel like it wasn't long enough, but I do believe that it certainly will it certainly is fosters conversations that need to be had. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, go check that out um, at your leisure. I also watched Dear Child last night, which has me a little traumatized. Like, I watched that show, Dear Child, last night. I watched all 6 episodes yesterday. It took me on so much of a roller coaster. Just so much of a roller coaster. Dear God, I won't ruin it. It's on Netflix. It was good though. It was good though. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it, but it took me absolutely on a roller coaster. So um I did enjoy that though. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Y'all know, as I always say, put some shondos in the chat for me, please. Um, if you will put some shondos in the chat for me, please. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged, much appreciated. What is it about? It's about so much. But this girl got murdered. But at first you don't think she got murdered. But then you realize she got murdered. But then it's a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a whole lot. I am going to be in town for, let me look at my calendar, the next 2 Saturdays. So we will have Silly Saturday this Saturday, and we will have Silly Saturday next week Saturday. I am not going out of town for at least 2 weeks. I will be out of town from the 5th through the 8th of October. And so anybody in the greater Richmond, Virginia area, we may hang out while I'm there. So, yeah, Dear Child is on Netflix. So, all right, all right, we about to get up out of here, y'all. Listen, those are my programming notes. I will be live again tomorrow. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm hungry now. I need to finish my little stuff that I was eating. But I will be live again tomorrow. We're gonna come back and do what we do and make it happen. I really owe y'all the politics of it all. So I'm gonna do everything I can to bring y'all the politics of it all at some point this week, because I'm way behind on my politics of it all. We got a lot to talk about on our politics live. So go ahead and do that. Anticipate that happening, because I definitely got some stuff to talk to y'all about. Why is Ebby going live at 11:25 p.m.? Ebby, that's late at night, girl. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Let me see y'all over to Really Be. Okay, that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I'm about to send y'all over to Really Be. Y'all have a good one, all right?